Get ready
Internet.
for the story.
Merry
of two
Christmas.
brothers.
You've got a little fluffy nose going on there, Dan. What's that all about?
You know what? It's warm. It's
keeping your nose warm.
It's keeping my nose warm. That is where we're going with this.
Too bad it's not red. You know, you could look like a very, very famous reindeer if you.
Do.
Yeah.
I could do. I'm just going to delete the Harry Hill movie. It just started playing on top of us there. Yeah.
That is not festive.
It's not festive. In fact, it's offensive.
Yeah, it's offensive. Yeah, that's what it
It's
is.
comedy.
Yep. Yeah.
It was one of the worst films I've ever seen.
To
in my life.
humanity, really.
Now, bearing in mind the trash I watch.
Yes.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm glad.
I'm taking your word for it.
I'm so glad I didn't watch Keith Lemon the film. I am thrilled about that.
After we went off air, though, we did watch the trailers for both, didn't we? And they were equally as disappointing and.
But I'm
sickening.
glad I've seen the trailer, because much like Disney's Frozen, when you watch the trailer, you've pretty much watched all the highlights of the film.
There are certain movies out there where they have trailers that spoil the movie, but I prefer film trailers that just create intrigue. You know, like that maybe don't even have an actual clip from the film or anything, just something that alludes to it.
What you want is just like a bit of a prequel, like they're walking up to the mountain, fade to black, new movie coming soon, and the movie starts on the mountain, and then you get on with whatever you got to do.
Like the Toy Story 2 teaser, which was with the aliens. Do you remember? It's at the start of the game. It moves the claw. Ooh, and then it goes two.
That's it.
That's not an actual thing from the movie, but it teases, and I miss things being done that way.
I forgot about that one. That's a great example as well.
Well, I was trying to think.
The only time I'm willing to hear two instead of
two.
Oh, I love that. I need to get that as a clip.
Although me and producer man Steve have a different way of saying the word, because there's this Christmas film called Santa Claus the Movie, not the Tim Allen one.
Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah.
I know the one.
And it's got John Lithgow in it.
It has.
And he's the bad guy in it, essentially, and he wants to create as much money as he can out of Christmas. So he has Christmas, and then a month later he's like, God, no, we need a sequel. And then he goes, that's what we'll do. We'll release it on March 25th, and we'll call it Christmas 2.
That made the thing go red.
What?
Too loud.
That is the most evil line of dialogue I've ever heard in a movie, trying to corporate Father Christmas and Santa Claus.
The funny thing about March, though, is you've got Easter, which is essentially Christmas too.
Not always. Sometimes Easter's in April. It depends what kind of year you're looking at.
It depends on what kind of game of Monopoly they're playing up there, you know what I'm saying? Anyway!
But we are in December, therefore...
Merry Christmas, Tommy.
Merry Christmas, Dan. We have begun the Advent calendars. We're kicking off in style.
I'm surprised we're 4 doors in.
Yeah.
5 doors in. Five doors in.
Five. Yeah. 5 now.
That's madness. I mean...
20 days till Christmas.
It's the most chocolate I've eaten all year.
That's under 3 weeks till Christmas.
That's mad.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I'm not even ready.
No, well, I am. I'm ready. I've got all my shopping done. It's all wrapped. It's all good to go. Especially yours,
I haven't got wrapping paper yet. Like, what's going on? But you have been sorted.
Yes, I'm all planned this festive season.
I can't wait.
Yours. Oh yeah.
Because you know me, I've just gone yet again and stitched you up.
I. Good luck topping Space Jam. Frankly, what you did with me and Space Jam.
You watched it?
No, and I've had it over a year now, and I still haven't watched it.
You should watch it. According to you, it's a good film.
The first film, yes. The second film.
Allow me to correct you. The first film, no. The second film, probably not. Who knows? Who cares? Oh, but I'm prejudging a film I haven't seen. Who else do I know that does that? Let me think.
Well, we do need to go over the themes of next year, because maybe there'll be a month that will fall into place where I will. I did see them up on the wall.
They are on the wall.
And we need to announce them to the crowd, like once we get this review out of the way. So, we are kicking off December in style, Dan. We are talking about a film that I enjoy a lot, and I know that you have seen. I don't know if you enjoyed it or not.
Do you know, I had to watch this with a guide.
Okay.
Somebody that would just put their hand over my eyes when required. And I enjoyed the bits that I saw.
Right.
because I didn't see none of the stuff I was like, nothing nothing really freaked me out, made me want to turn it off. I mean, I couldn't turn it off.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we were watching it at work on one of those display TVs that you're not supposed to watch things on.
Yeah, yeah.
We managed to do that because I'm not even going to say why, because we just did, all right?
I will admit, out of all the films that I know that you've seen, this one's the one that surprises me the most that you've seen. Like, there's not a single any other film you could talk to me about that you've seen, I'll be like, oh, of course, of course Dan would have seen that film. But this is a rare occasion where you really did surprise me. The film we are talking about, just for the viewers and listeners, notice, because we haven't name dropped the film yet, we will be talking about the 1988 classic Die Hard, which is a Christmas movie. I don't care what anyone else says.
Now, Tommy, just clarify this, because this is a big conspiracy. Why is it? I know the answer, but why is it a Christmas movie?
All in good time. It's all in here.
Okay, let's get into it.
Yes. So, Dan, this movie is what kicked off the action movie cliche of man of the people against a large group of bad guys in a confined space, which was basically rinsed to death with following films like Air Force One, Under Siege, and Cliffhanger. Because Air Force One was just Die Hard on a plane. Under Siege was just Die Hard on a boat. Cliffhanger was Die Hard on a mountain. It became a cliche after, but this was the first one. Right. This was the original film that did it. It took an average Joe Bruce Willis, who at the time was not known for action performances, and made him into action movie legend John McClane in a highly entertaining film from beginning to end. But films like these need entertaining villains to carry it just as much as the heroes. That is why you cast Professor Snape himself, Alan Rickman, in the role of the terrorist leader, Hans Gruber.
I forgot he was in that. Yes, of course he was.
And give him the best scenes in the film. My favourite scene, you might remember this, Dan, is a scene where McClane and Gruber meet up halfway through the film, but McClane doesn't know that Gruber is the bad guy because he disguises his accent.
Yes, I remember this.
Yep. It is a smart way for the villain to learn about the hero and adds higher stakes for the rest of the film. I also enjoy the irony that Alan Rickman, being a British actor, playing a German terrorist, doing an American accent. A skilled actor taken from us far too young, in my opinion.
Excuse me, very, very talented actor, by the way.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman, he's
Love Actually as well. He's great in that.
Let's not forget the big one, Harry Potter.
Well, no, yeah, I've already name dropped Professor Snape, haven't I? Yeah, but
up to something.
Turn to page 394.
That was a good impression. I give you that.
Yep. What was it? Yeah, and they'd think you're
up to something.
Up to something.
Very good.
The explosions are done for real as well, which is another thing I love. This is what I miss about movies these days. They rely too much on CGI. What's wrong with just setting up explosives on a safe film set and just blowing shit up? Do it for real. It's more fun.
I didn't know they did that for real.
Well, the bit when he jumps off the building at the end, and obviously they didn't have the technology to fake explosions back in 1988. They had to rig them up and do them for real.
Wow.
So I
didn't know that.
The explosions are done for real. The gunfights are cool, and the hand-to-hand fights are dirty.
Hang on, and the gunfight's real.
No.
Okay.
No.
Good.
No. The explosions are done for real. The gunfights are cool, and the hand-to-hand fights are dirty. This is the stuff I miss from action movies these days. It's just the grime and the grit of it all. Like it feels like they're just too polished these days, these movies. But I like the dirtiness of it all, and I like the danger, the violence. It all adds to the believability.
That's exactly what I was going to say with the believability, because to me that's what makes it a good film. I think that's what I liked about this film the most.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody terrifying, but that's what I loved about it. It was just the fact that this could be me. I worked in an office.
Yeah.
I was actually watching it in the office I was working in. When I watched it, I'm like, whoa!
I would be lying if I didn't say that I've imagined this many a time as well, because I too work in an office. Like, imagine if I went to the toilet and then suddenly a load of terrorists stormed in.
That's exactly what got me, because it's like,
how do you get out?
I was working for an IT company on phones. So the most hated type of company in the whole wide world, and literally that could be us.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we ordered a takeaway once, and the guy just walks in.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, oh, security didn't come and intercept with you, mate.
And as far as I'm aware, there's only 12 terrorists in this film that take over the whole building. 12. That's it. Yeah, but still, I mean, he's outnumbered 11-1. Because he's just a one-man guy, and he's an average Joe as well. He's just a cop. He's not like a badass like muscle guy. It's just Bruce Willis.
It actually does sound like your average Grand Theft Auto game. To be fair, it's just like you've got the one character and like hundreds of.
Shout out to Bruce Willis at this time as well, because I don't know if you're aware, Dan. Bruce Willis has been recently diagnosed with early stages of dementia.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Yeah. So
he's
he's not in the best of places at the minute. Spending Christmas with his family. So Mr. Willis, if you happen to be tuning in to a Suffolk-made YouTube live channel,
what a legend.
We love you, man, and Merry Christmas.
It was a good film. Try and do SpongeBob acting for balance for me.
So to close, Dan, the timeless debate with this film is about whether or not it counts as a Christmas film.
Yeah.
I believe it does, as not only is it obviously set on Christmas Eve, but also it is the reason McClane has flown to LA in the first place, so that he can spend the festive season with his wife.
I was about to say that was the whole beginning.
Yeah,
because he doesn't work in there, does he?
No,
his wife does.
No. Yeah, he works in New York. He's a New York cop, and he flies over to LA on Christmas Eve to spend it with his wife, who's having an office party.
Who works in that building?
Yes, yeah. So it's so well constructed.
I have to say, there is another film that's kind of copied Die Hard in a way that I have seen and I do enjoy. It was one of those Adam Partridge Alpha Papa film where. It's actually based in North Norfolk.
Oh, right, I know, yeah.
You know the one? Where
Steve Coogan.
That's it.
Yeah.
Where radio station comes under siege.
No.
Yeah. Because it's basically reflecting what's actually happened in real life.
They must be deliberately taking on Die Hard. They must be spoofing it.
They must have been. But obviously how they did it was they also took the P out of what we now know as Heart FM, because they're at Radio North Norfolk, which was actually real. I've been there.
Yeah.
And obviously it was, it's a bit of a set, but quite a lot of the scenes were filmed in North Norfolk.
Yeah.
And basically one of the presenters had just been fired because obviously corporate had come in and fired him. And there was an office party. And during that office party, because they're all leaving, it's their final time as an office party. Steve Coogan, Alan Partridge, he turns up late. By this point, by the time he turns, I think he's there, he's in the party, he goes outside for something, he comes back in again, and his colleague's just gone absolutely loopy, tied everyone up, locked everyone in the studio, and got guns, and he's like just trapping about, and everyone wants to come out, and they can't, they're all trapped. And it's very similar to Die Hard. I remember thinking when I watched it, this is very similar to Die Hard.
I've just thought if the plot of Die Hard happened to you, I've got a title for it.
God.
It's going to be called Die Hard Drive.
Oh, that's awful. That's terrible. Wherever you came up with that, go back there.
I came up with it literally 5 seconds ago. I'm ashamed.
That's awful.
So I've already mentioned those reasons as to why this is a Christmas film. But let's not forget to mention the best line in the film, which references Santa himself. Now, do you recall the scene where he kills the first henchman? McClane kills the first terrorist, and he sits him on a chair, and he puts him in an elevator and sends him down to the others. But he's written on his T-shirt, and he's written, "Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho." But it's just how Alan Rickman delivers the line, which is brilliant when he reads it out. He goes, "Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho." And I just think another reason to love Alan Rickman. It's great. Alan Rickman delivers that perfectly. In blood? I don't know if it's written in blood or lipstick, but it's written on the shirt.
I think my eyes may have been shut for that, but I heard the line.
Yeah, I think it's lipstick because it's too precise to be written in blood on his T-shirt, in my opinion. But we come to the rating, Dan. For me, Die Hard is an action movie classic. I didn't grow up watching it though. I only watched it recently, about maybe 2-3 years ago.
The
first time?
I watched it before you then.
You did. I think you did.
I watched it 2014.
Wow. Yeah. Mine was like 2019.
No.
Yeah.
I've seen an action film before you.
Yep. I know.
A film with blood in it before you.
Yep.
How does that even happen?
I don't know, Dan. But it's
Well, that's something that's never gonna happen
that's
again,
the real
is it?
Christmas miracle here.
That is the real, that's the real Christmas part about this film. There you go, it's a Christmas film done, dusted.
But I gotta rate this film, Dan, and I'm rating it 4.5 stars out of 5 because it's just that cool and good.
I was expecting a 5. What happened?
Well, I think
Is it the fact that you didn't watch it early enough?
maybe I didn't watch it early enough. There are some loopholes in the plot that you kind of end up ignoring because it is just a dumb action movie. In dumb action movies, you're not really meant to think about the plot too much.
Got it.
But there are some elements that they just and some things underdeveloped a bit, here and there as well. But the pacing's great. The pacing is perfect. It's just some of the characters I wish I could have found out a bit more about beforehand, before all the shit hits the fan, kind of thing. Set a bit more up. But by the by, Die Hard is just a fantastic film to watch, and 4.5 stars. I mean, it's commendable. I mean, a rating from me, isn't it? I mean,
it's a good rating
because I'm very strict with my ratings, as you know.
Yes.
But Die Hard, 100%, 4.5 out of 5, and I can see why people do worship it.
Now I'm gonna go with 3 on this.
Okay.
My reasoning is obviously my eyes did need to be shut for quite a few moments of it.
Yeah.
It's not something I can rewatch very comfortably either.
Yeah.
For no fault of the film itself, it's just the fact that it's just too bloody and gutty for me.
I think another thing that
it's when you're sensitive to it, it's just
Yeah.
it makes it a hard watch. But I have to come out of that and go into the story. Like if it was a book, if I was reading the book,
yeah.
I'd really enjoy it as a book.
Yes, yeah.
I'd really enjoy the story and the imagination side of it. It's just seeing it on the screen. It's like it's a bit too much for me personally.
Yeah.
As a viewer, but that's the only reason. Again, it's me downrating it, not so much the film.
I think
itself.
I've realised the
Rating
core
it.
reason why it lost a half star from me, and the core reason is what I said at the very beginning of the review, that we've had so many recreations of this plot to the point where it is a cliche. I know it was the first one that did it, and it gets a lot of respect for me for that, but it has been done to death now.
In a way, it's the victim film.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
it's the film that's been so good, it's been replicated. So actually, I wouldn't hold that against this film.
No, I wouldn't hold it against it as such. It's just maybe because I've seen a lot of those other lesser movies before I saw Die Hard. Right. Maybe that lessened the impact of the film to me.
It wetted it for you.
Yeah. But
that makes sense.
4.5 stars out of 5. I still consider that a win for the film.
It's still a good win for the film.
Yeah.
It's still a good win for. I mean, you've had some good films you've given lower ratings to. So actually.
Yeah.
I think that's a very fair score. Well, thank you, Tommy.
No, yeah. Well, we've kicked off in style, haven't we?
Die Hard. Love that.
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Brilliant.
Anyway, do you want to read this piece of paper in my hand?
Yes.
I've actually got 2.
What, one for you, one for me?
No, one for 23, one for 24. I'll give them to you in this order.
Just to mess me about.
Well, no, just as a comparison. It's a comparison, Tommy.
Oh, what? So do you want me to read out the month from this year, and then the month from next year, and then the month?
Tell you what, read out what we had. Read out what we've got next year.
All right.
And then read what we had this year, just gone.
Okay.
Go for it. So let's start with January. What do we have this year? What are we getting?
Okay, so it's worth noting, of course, Dan was the one who came up with the themes this year round.
Oh, yes.
Just to zhuzh it up a bit.
2024 is in my control, baby.
2024 monthly lineup. So we're starting off in January with Jazz Hands January. Now, what does that entail, Dan?
It's show music type film.
Okay, so musicals.
Yeah, musicals, but kind of like Grease, stuff like that.
Okay.
That kind of vibe.
Okay, so
sorry.
So after that, we then move on to Forgotten February. Care to elaborate, Dan?
Oh, I forgot. That was just a joke.
Okay.
Forgotten February. I want Forgotten Gems here.
Okay.
Films that
don't get the praise they deserve. these days.
Yeah, and films that, you mention to someone, you're like, oh, I forgot that existed.
Ah, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're getting at.
So let's say, this is a really bad example, but let's say Turbo.
Okay.
I've not seen it.
So So it can be forgotten February. That can be for good films and bad films. Then people could have forgotten it because it's bad.
Just if it's a film that you just like, oh, forgot that existed.
Yes.
I think Santa Claus the movie may be one of those because
Yes.
it's the overshadowing of the Tim Allen version.
Yeah.
Actually, stuff like that.
Okay.
Absolutely anything.
Great.
So if you're picking Christmas films in February, we're going to have words.
Magic March. So. Fantasy. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Stuff with trolls, goblins, and wizards in it, right?
Any sort of magic in it.
Okay, yeah.
Any sort of magic.
Sounds good. All animated April. Need we say more on that one?
I think I want you to do animation films.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that's been a pattern of ours for years now, Dan. So I'd be worried if it had changed at all, frankly.
Do you know, I almost put it in August for a bit of change.
Ah, I see.
Then I just got selfish.
Because it's your birthday month, of course. Yeah. And then after that, we've got Mythical May. So that's historical films, isn't it? Because we had to try and differentiate between Magic March and Mythical May.
We did.
Magic March is going to be fictional. It's going to be,
it doesn't have
fantasy.
To be, just as long as there's magic.
But Mythical May is realistic history films.
It doesn't have to be realistic. Just has to be history based.
Okay. Yeah.
So if it's like 1950s fiction, it's still history.
Yeah. So like a good way to differentiate is Labyrinth with David Bowie. Have you heard of that film?
Yes.
That would be Magic March because it's a fantasy with fantasy creatures in it. Then Mythical May would be like, say, for example, Braveheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, which I did speak about this year, so we won't be doing that next year.
Fair.
And then moving into June, we're doing Just Tommy June, eh?
That month.
I look forward to that one.
That is any film you want. It's your choice.
I love the non-specifics of that.
Yeah, it is your pick of the bag.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. I look forward to that one.
Yep.
And then we've got Jugs July. Jugs July, hey? All right, so I'm guessing raunchy comedies, like rude films where the comedy is very slapstick.
Carry On films.
Yeah, Carry On.
Your Tomb Raider films.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, all that.
Tomb Raider?
Look at the cover.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, we've got Aquatic August. So that's for little fishes, right?
At sea, underwater, so you can have
pirates movies.
Yeah, you can have your pirates. So you can have Pirates of the Caribbean. You can have Titanic. You can have Finding
Nemo.
Yeah,
Deep Blue Sea.
That's the point.
Jaws.
Have you seen Finding Dory? You haven't, have you?
I still haven't yet. Maybe I can.
Well,
maybe. Yeah. That's already one.
There's an excuse for you.
This one I'm looking forward to. Sequel September, and it's got a lovely little emoji next to it.
It has.
Two. So I look forward. I love my sequels.
So, that was the first month out of the whole. That was the easiest.
That was the easiest one to come up with.
Easiest one to come up with because I wanted that one as well because. We talk about sequels a lot on here. We've got strong opinions about them.
We do. Some are better than the originals. Some aren't better than the originals.
And I want to get into the meat of that.
Yeah.
Get into the meat of that. So that's September.
Cool. Okay.
What have we got for October?
Right. October is oh so scary October. So of course, So that as we do every year, it will be ghouly movies, skeleton movies, like horror flicks, ghosts, Halloween, basically.
I don't know
for the
how
whole
you
month.
do horrors. You don't like horrors, yet you do them. Commendable.
It's my cross to bear for what it's what I do. That's the simple answer. It's what I do.
That is what you do.
This is what I do.
That is what you do.
And then we go all year round, and we're back to a year from now. Dashing through the snow December.
You missed out November.
I did as well, didn't I?
You did.
Why? But that always happens with November, though.
You know why, don't you? It's because originally I said no Nickelodeon November. And
no, it wasn't that. It's the fact that October has Halloween and December has Christmas. November doesn't really. I know November has Bonfire Night, but that's not really, a big.
It's not a big enough event.
No.
It happens at the start and then it's over.
Okay, so we're on that. Okay, so oh so scary October. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah. So moving on to November now.
Yes.
Native month November. Now, I think I helped you with this one.
You did. So this one is
British films. Films that make us proud to be British and born in the UK.
I'm not sure they're going to be making us proud, to be honest with you. I mean, let's just have a look at what we did last week. For example, Harry Hill the movie, Keith Lemon the film. We might be going down a bad rabbit hole.
We are not going to be talking about any films that feature British comedians with a film spinned off about them. We will not be talking about those. We're going to be talking about films that make us proud to be British, like The Italian Job, like you haven't seen The Italian Job, have you?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
The one with Michael Caine.
Yeah, the one with you're only supposed to blow the bloody.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen it.
Yes.
I got you. Good.
You surprised me again.
Well, my dad put it on once. It was on ITV4.
Oh, see? Yeah. So, but
I
no.
watched a ton of ad breaks.
But yeah, it's films like that make us proud to be British. So I'll be talking about Kingsman. I'll be talking about James Bond.
How happy he is.
That was really
that
good.
That surprised you, didn't it?
Yeah. Paddington. I could talk about.
Oh my! There you go.
See?
Have you seen Paddington 2?
No, I have not seen Paddington 2.
That.
But I cannot wait because I've heard it's like a masterpiece.
Have your family seen it?
I watched the first one with them, but we haven't seen the second one yet.
Okay, that is your Christmas Eve sorted at the Larkins household. I'll tell you right now, I reckon I know it's right up your street.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Right up your mum's street as well.
Steve, producer man Steve, he is usually a cynic when it comes to
but it's family movies. He's not interested. Is he?
But even he gives Paddington 2 4.5 stars out of 5. Paddington 2,
really good.
Paddington 2 is still it was the highest rated film on Letterboxd for so long. Think of the bajillions of movies out there. A lot of them crap. A lot of them
great
good.
Film. You're gonna love it.
I can't wait.
I reckon you'll watch it before the end of the year when you're with your family at Christmas. I reckon you're gonna all love it.
Yeah.
Right, because it's one of those films that's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
The kids love it. The adults love it. The grandparents love it. The whole family love the Paddington movies. It's so rare you find a movie that can do that.
Okay.
The only other movie that's done that in our family is Johnny English.
Right.
Apart from that, we've really struggled. So that is one of the films I reckon you're going to love it time and time again.
Another classic British film as well, Chicken Run.
Oh, we've got number.
We do have number 2. When is that coming out? That's coming out on Netflix.
That's coming out.
I swear it's like next week, isn't it?
It is next week. I think it's the 16th.
You can't Google when we're on air, can you? Can you?
Of course can.
Yeah. When is Chicken Run 2 coming out?
December 15th. Oh, I was so close.
So not this Friday, but next Friday.
Oh.
That'll be fun.
I don't have Netflix.
Ooh, you'll have to come around mine and watch it.
I've got your Netflix.
Yeah.
You don't know this, but I know
I'm sure you do.
Password.
But yeah, moving into December, we went off on
downstairs one day. I'll just be in your living room. Oh, Dan, how did you get in?
It's Christmas Day.
Get out of my house. I'm in my underwear. Yeah.
And then we were moving into December, all round. Back to, this is the first time I'm saying this as well, dashing through the snow December.
Beautiful.
So, and that's self-explanatory. We'll be doing exactly what we're doing this month, gang. We'll be talking about Christmas films.
With sweaty hats as well. I love it.
Yeah. With little Santa hats. We pull out all the stops, don't we?
We do.
But yeah, going back into what we've been through this year.
Yep.
So we started off with Joking January.
We did.
Those comedies, always a good laugh.
Always a good laugh.
Fighting February. So we were talking about kung fu movies and action movies where they fight a lot.
A lot of Jackie Chan movies, that sort of stuff, yeah.
Yep. Murder Mystery March. So that was like...
I got a jingle of you whispering that somewhere. Lucky it's not to
hand. You do.
I don't have it to hand, but that was funny.
Murder Mystery March. So that was when we were talking about films that were whodunits. Like, who's the killer? Who's the murderer? Who killed that person?
Oh, I remember you lent me the Blu-ray of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You did.
That's another one.
Murder Mystery March. Yeah, that was good.
And then we did, surprise, surprise, animated Naughty's April. So that was films...
Did we?
So that was films that came out from 2000 to 2009.
There's quite a few films that you really wanted to put in there, but you couldn't because they were 90s.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I love it that the next one isn't so specific.
Yeah, not so specific, yeah.
We did Medieval May, which is basically kind of what we're doing again next year.
We're doing it under mystical, aren't we?
No,
we're not. We're doing it under
historical.
Yeah.
So we did Medieval May this year, and we're doing historical. Well, May.
May, yeah. Yeah, it's on paper, not your phone. Yeah.
Mythical May.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're kind of similar. Justice June, we spoke about superhero movies, one of my favourites.
I noticed.
And then we did Joyful July when we talked about plus movies, films that are great, you know?
Feel good movies. I quite like that one, actually, I have
Yeah.
to say. Yeah.
And then we did Animal Movies August.
That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah. I think we spoke about. Did we speak about? Oh, we must spoke about.
We had the new Lion King, I think.
I think we spoke about the new Puss in Boots film as well.
We did.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's a great film. Then we did Space September.
We did.
We went for the sci-fi elements with September the last couple of years, but I like it that we're changing it up a bit next year.
Yes.
Out of Your Wits October. So, yep, again, Halloween stuff, as always.
You did well this year, I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
You did some good ones this year.
And then we did Negative November.
Oh, do you know?
I'll tell you what, last week's show that we did, I would probably bank that as my favourite show that we've done this year.
I reckon we need to do another negative somewhere in the 2025 calendar. See, we're already forward thinking of 25 here.
Maybe we can swap out Mythical May for like just something really like a bad month, you know?
We can't change it now, it's been printed.
That's true, it's in black and white.
It's black and white.
And then
And no other colour because we don't pay for that.
and then lastly, which we are on currently, is
currently.
Dear Santa December.
Dear Santa, I want to watch Die Hard. Beautiful.
But no, yeah. I mean, if you like what you're hearing and watching from us, feel free to like and subscribe. You know, our names are down there if Dan's done his job right.
I have done my job right.
Yep,
Thank
good.
you very much. But yes, there's also a little bell thing. Don't know what it does, but it does something. But yeah, a lot of other YouTubers say press it, so press it. Find out what happens, eh, Tommy?
Yep, too right.
Yeah, and if you're paying for YouTube Premium, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah, no, don't bother. I mean,
they don't bother putting ads in this. It's too crap.
No.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But Tommy,
bar humbug.
thank you very much. Make that a Christmas present, YouTube Premium. But yes, thank you very much again for another movie review. We have 2 more left on the Rooster. One of them includes an unwrapping session. Do not miss that.
Yes,
it's going to be so good.
And I did kind of tease what we were going to be talking about last week for today, so I'll do it again for next week. Continuing down that Christmas route of films that are debated on whether or not they're actually Christmas films, we'll be talking about Gremlins next week, so that'll be fun. I only watched it last week for the first time since I was a kid, and I had a blast with it, so I look forward to talking to you about that. Come on, Gizmo's cute. Come on, you must have loved Gizmo.
Adorable.
Yep, adorable creature.
Adorable.
Yeah, so I look forward to speaking to you about that, Dan. But until then, you guys have a great week.